Nick, let me just start off by welcoming you. It's a real pleasure to talk to you. I had the best time seeing Iceboy. I'm not a bit surprised, but I'm so happy that it's been extended for a third time now. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We loved having you, and it's just a gas. I mean, it's so fun to be in a show that's bringing the audience so much joy. There's not a lot to think about. It's just a surprising, hilarious ride through this absurd narrative. It's wonderfully irreverent and audacious, and people are just eating it up. And it feels wonderful in this strange time we're living in to just make people laugh for 2 hours.
The show now has been extended through August 16th, by the way, and I'll give you all the details on how you get tickets for that in a minute, and a special benefit that Nick is doing at Bridgeport's Ramova Theatre on Monday night, the 13th. We'll tell you all about that in a minute. Back to Iceboy for a second. I had a nonstop stupid shit-eating grin on my face for days after I saw this show, thinking about lines and thinking about songs and performances. It's truly, not blowing smoke, truly one of the best shows I've seen in Chicago in a long, long time.
Wow, thank you. I'm so thrilled to be a part of it. I mean, my wife Megan Mullally, Karen Walker from Will and Grace, and Tammy too from Parks and Rec. She of her superpowers, I've always felt that musical theater was the greatest. She just has like an Ethel Merman switch that she flips on, but it's also there's a Mel Brooks switch and a Carol Burnett switch. She just has the vernacular of vaudeville in her. So every gesture, every nuance is so delicious. And I know I'm biased, but from the audience's response, they definitely agree with me. And I feel so grateful. The writing of Jay Reese and Aaron Purcell, and then Mark Holman, who wrote the music. It's the alchemy going on here of the cast and the writing. And I'm the narrator, so I get to sit off to the side and watch a lot of it. And I've just got the best seat in the house. There's not a person on the stage that doesn't delight me every minute.
Well, some of the names that you mentioned that Megan turns on the switch is how I described it after I saw it. I said, there's a very Mel Brooks quality about this show. There is a very Carol Burnett quality. There is if you're a Will and Grace fan, this is the first time we've seen Megan be a little bit Karen Walker in the show, which is so delightful. I also threw in a little All About Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's kind of what this show is about. An understudy who takes over. I don't want to give away too much with it, but also there's a certain irony and something hilarious about a show that spoofs Eugene O'Neill in the very theater that has staged so many Eugene O'Neill. I can't even tell you how many Eugene O'Neill plays I've seen at the Goodman
It's so funny.
through the years, and that in itself is so funny.
I agree. It's the Robert Falls after opening night came back to say the same. And it's so wonderful to as the British say, to take the piss out of the stentorian institution where it's the House of O'Neill, where we have won Tony after Tony for these deeply dramatic Brian Dennehy productions and Nathan Lane, and so it's really fun to give it a send up.
Yeah, and the rest of your cast also. Cedric Yarborough is amazing, who people know from Reno 911 and among many other productions. Sarah Stiles, among others. I mean, it is a top-notch cast throughout. Brilliant writing. I couldn't be happier for you, which leads me to the question that no one has given me a full commitment answer on. This has to be headed toward Broadway. This is too good to not be on Broadway.
I think that's ultimately the hope. I mean, they've been working on it for many years. Doing workshops, and Megan's been involved for a long time. And then I did the last few workshops over about the last 6 years. And Megan's been such a driving producer, saying, "Let we gotta until we have a production happening, we gotta keep putting this on its feet." So it was a few years ago. We did it at Joe's Pub. We did like a presentation, and there's a fantastic Broadway producer named Barbara Whitman, who her resume is as long as my arm. She's incredible. And so she finally said, "This is incredible. Let's do it." She got in touch with the Goodman, and that's how this came to pass. And of course, it's so incredible for Megan and I to return to the Chicago stage with the final show of the Goodman's 100th season. It's such a crazy privilege that we get to be involved in that. And so it's an incredible production and sort of parade in and of its own right. But then, of course, it is hopefully teeing us up to move the production to New York at some point. But those things, showbiz these days is such an incredibly fickle and dangerous game. So it's one step at a time. This is couldn't have gone better. Like we're, I think, breaking the record of the Goodman's ticket sales. Like it's a huge, huge hit. And so we've done everything we can for then the mafiosi that apparently run the Broadway theaters. Like as long as they see the green coming into
right.
their accounts, and hopefully I won't end up sleeping with the fishes for mentioning that. But I think it's common knowledge.
I'm telling you, this is such a Broadway quality show, and would do so well on Broadway. Talking about the Goodman and both of you, doing a production here in Chicago. What does this mean to you, Nick, as somebody kind of from the Chicago area, being back in the area and being at one of the premier theaters here right now? It's got to mean something to you, I would think.
It's incredible. I'm powerfully humbled by it. All I ever wanted to do was get good parts at the Goodman and at Steppenwolf in the '90s, and I had not figured out. I was lucky enough to get small parts and build scenery, and I worked as a fight choreographer for both theaters and for Chicago Shakes, and I loved it. But then fortune sort of took me to Los Angeles, and I ended up finding my wife in the year 2000 doing a play in Los Angeles, which is not usually a path to success. It turns out people don't go there for the plays, but I ended up getting to work in TV and film and do all kinds of stuff I never expected. And so for my circuitous sort of Siddhartha River tributary to lead me back to get to open the show standing downstage center is just powerfully moving, and not least because my family, who are in Manuka, an hour southwest of here, are all coming to see me. One of my first shows in Chicago was Richard II at the Goodman, at the old Goodman space. And I said at the holiday dinner, I said, when everybody in the family makes an announcement, if they have a pregnancy or they're going to get engaged, I said, I've been cast in a Shakespeare play at the Goodman Theater. And there was silence. And my cousin said, "When are you going to be on the TV?" And so I was like, okay, I get it. Like you don't care that I'm a classically trained actor. Like you think I'm crazy. So there's kind of a wonderful vindication as well now, 30 years later, to say, this is what I was talking
Yeah.
about, you guys. It's really, and getting to do it with Megan, sort of riding shotgun in the vehicle that my wife is hilariously driving is just really powerfully gratifying. And I love it. I love Chicago for like still allowing me to feel like part of the family.
Yeah, well, you treat it like you are part of the family. I think that's a big part of the whole deal. I was reading of like places that you like to go and hang out are not like the ritzy 5-star places downtown. They are pubs. They are joints. They're hangouts, and that says something about a person as well, don't you think?
I suppose, I mean, I come by it honest. I've come to everything as a laborer, not as an administrator or an investor. So I mean, I didn't, it wasn't by choice that I chose the working man's lunch. When I was here in the 90s, it was because I couldn't afford the good places, quote unquote. But the working man's existence was so wonderfully rich. I lived like a king, and had no idea that I wasn't on top of the world when I was taking the red line up to Howard Street to build scenery at the old Wisdom Bridge Theater. I had a Metro card that I spent $30 on, and like I was king of the city.
Yeah, totally. I totally, born and raised here, always lived here, always worked here. I relate to that 10,000%. And my buddies that I grew up with on the South Side in the Beverly neighborhood, Southeast Side, we're still pals, and they keep me grounded. And they just remind me how wonderful that life is. So 100% understand. And you're going to be doing a benefit in Southside neighborhood in Bridgeport at the historic Ramova Theater. You're doing a benefit with the Japan House Monday night, July 13th. Explain what that is.
Well, it's kind of funny because it's a benefit for this facility down in Champaign-Urbana at the U of I. But my teacher, my sensei, Shozo Sato, who created Japan House some 30, 40 years ago, it's the center that teaches uh, ikebana flower arrangement, Japanese tea ceremony, sumie black ink painting, but it's also like an art museum. So you can take classes there, you can see shows in this park-like setting. It's absolutely worth a day trip. Um, Go to the Japan House at U of I website. And with some good help from friends, I built a Japanese gazebo next to the pond there. Because as soon as I started winning the lottery as an actor, I said, I'm so glad I can give back to Japan House, where Robert Falls also studied. Like Shozo's influence, and my first show in Chicago was at Wisdom Bridge with Barbara Robertson and Henry Godinez. It was Kabuki Medea. And so Shozo, who we just lost last year, his influence is so huge. And so the reason I do benefits to support Japan House is so that more dumbass farm kids like myself can come under this teaching, and it's being run by a very heroic lady named Jennifer, uh, uh, who is the daughter of Shozo's teaching partner Kamiko Gunji. Jennifer Gunji Balsrud now runs this program where hundreds of students every year of all ages are just turned on to the ideas of Japanese culture in a way that are not just incredibly delicious in and of their own right, which they are. They're wonderful epiphanies, full of philosophy and the best part of what art is about. But it also, for me, just was so eye-opening in the middle of the cornfields to realize, oh wow, these cultures are all over the world, and it really helped me on my way to understanding that everyone is our neighbor. And these simple truths, but things that we really need to keep reminding ourselves in this consumerist age, that we need to think about how we take care of our neighbors, which are nearby, but also in our country, and also the planet. A lot of what we do as a country concerns the whole planet. And so I can't wrap my head around these heady things, but I can make people laugh and give all the proceeds to Japan House, where they do such a wonderful job of teaching their art programs. So what it is Monday night at by the way, the Ramova Theater, if you haven't been, is the most gorgeous renovated compound. It's a beautiful theater, a tap house, a lounge. It's absolutely worth seeing. I'm doing basically my comedy show. It's a collection of songs. I'll talk about Shozo. I'll talk about some of the lessons that he gave me, that like pulling weeds in his garden. He was very much a Mr. Miyagi figure, which I've learned I have to explain to young people, sadly, who Mr. Miyagi is.
Oh no.
It's crazy, but Mr. Miyagi was in the original Karate Kid movie,
Yep.
and he taught young Daniel-san wisdom in life through simple actions, waxing your car, for example.
Right.
And so it's an evening of laughter. My songs are really funny, despite my musicianship, uh, and people really enjoy them. And one of them, actually, I always talk about making things with your hands because that's something that Shozo taught me, as well as my mom and dad. And I made a ukulele, so that I could perform a song I wrote called the Ukulele Song. And I'll give you a little bit of it if you'd like
I
to.
would love it. Yeah.
Do you have an editor for this program?
I'm anticipating nothing but brilliance from you in this musical portion of our conversation. But yeah, if it really sucks, we'll cut it. Yes.
All right. I'll leave that up to you, and you won't hurt my feelings. Whiskey, you were sent from heaven above, and Ben Frank. Uh-oh.
I'm not hearing the ukulele at all.
You're not hearing it?
No. No, not at all.
No?
Weird.
I can send you a link to a video recording of this song.
Oh, that would be great. For the mics must be canceling out or something on these
Weird.
Zoom things, but that'd be great if we get a little video and we'll.
No worries. That's actually way better because it has production value. And then you can choose your snippet as you wish.
I thought you were being really sophisticated there with like, dramatic pause, no sound in the beginning leading up to it, and then it just turns out that the Zoom is not allowing it. So we'll fix that. That would be fantastic. But let me just remind everybody the Japan House benefit at Bridgeport's Ramova House, which is 3520 South Halstead, is Monday, July 13th at 7 p.m. And I'm trying to see if there's a website or some place where people can go to get tickets.
I believe it's RamovaTheatre.org.
Okay, perfect. RamovaTheatre.org. And also a reminder, the third extension now for Iceboy is going to take you to August the 16th. And tickets for that are at Goodman Theater, theater spelled with RE.org, GoodmanTheater.org. Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman and Cedric Yarborough and Sarah Stiles and so many more. I'm telling you.
Gray Henson, who plays Iceboy, a Tony nominee, and Alex Goodrich, a local boy who plays Frankenstein, who is an absolute laugh riot.
What a fantastic character. I'm telling you what, it's the best show of summertime. I hope people can get tickets to this because it is so, so great. Nick, it's a pleasure to talk to you as always. Congratulations on Iceboy. Give our love to Megan.
I sure will.
Next time, ukulele in person.
I will, yeah. Let's bring it into the studio.
Yeah, okay. But in the meantime, through the magic of recording, here is Nick Offerman on the ukulele that you will see at the Ramova House on Monday.
Whiskey, you were sent from heaven above. And Ben Franklin said that beer is proof of God's love. But too much of either will earn me a shove from my wife, whom I'd like to stay the husband of. I love beer and whiskey, perhaps a bit too much. Given the chance, I'd fall off a bar stool daily to keep me out of the pub and also out of Dutch. I make things like this soprano ukulele. Everywhere I go, people staring at a phone, sitting in a crowded room completely alone. It gives me more willies than the Twilight Zone. Our brains are hooked on that shit like a dog on a bone. Put down your gadget and look me in the eye so our interaction can proceed more gaily. Silence your tablet and ejaculate a sigh to the sweetly strumming sounds of ukulele. Ukulele, 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 ukulele. The Trumps and decent people don't see eye to eye. Our knuckles are all bloody, but you should see the other guy. Syria is lit up like the 4th of July. Seems a mighty long way to the sweet by and by. Why can't we all get along for a minute? Everybody's all Palestinian or Israeli. If we'll just head down to the shop and enjoy the tools in it, we could build a pacifying ukulele. Get back to work, stop checking your feed. What's in there's what you want, but there's nothing you need. Real love with real people, that's the way to breed. Less clicking, more licking, and you will succeed. All the screens in the world just won't let me be. Life is way too Instagrammy and email-y. So I went to my shop, milled some fine mahogany, and I built this mother-loving ukulele. Ukulele, 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 ukulele.